Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Welcome back to Divine Earth School. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls. I am Rachael Alexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor, aka spiritual life, wellness, and business coach here at Divine Earth School. And welcome to Divine Earth School, the place where we explore the cross and intersection between our humanity and our divinity, where I talk all things life, health, wellness, and business as we dive into your divinity. So let's dive into today's live. I'm super excited to talk about the power of rituals and why they're important, right? So if you're joining me live, feel free to say hi in the chat. I'm coming live today a little bit earlier because I have an event and tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in America. So I wanted to be able to come on here live and, keep with my daily schedule for the month of November. Let me make sure that all is well in terms of you guys being able to see me and hear me. If you're joining me live, feel free to say hi in the chat so I know that you can hear me. Switch gears here. Okay, cool. So I'm trying a new background today. I was wanting to try a new background today. So we could just try a different look and feel. I've never really done this. I'm on this different software called OBS and I'm still trying to figure it out. So if I look a little bit wacky, that's what's going on. Bear with me. But hopefully you like my pretty new environment. So let's dive into today's topic. So let's talk about rituals and what they really are and how they actually go beyond just habits and routines. And let's talk about this. So in these sessions, these November sessions, which we're coming to the end of this session. So if you guys are looking for free laser coaching, feel free to join me every day, Monday through Friday for the month of November, usually at 6 p.m. I usually let you know if I'm coming earlier or later via email. So if you're looking to do that, feel free to join my email list, link in the description box below. But I'm giving away free laser coaching for the month of November. And we're diving into the topic of the journey of the self, or the journey within, as we embrace our true selves. So that is what we're doing for the month of November. And today I'm going to talk about sorry, something's on my nose. Talk about it feels like a lash or something. I feel on my nose. Talk about the power of rituals, right? So let's start with sort of defining what rituals are. As I always like to do, is to define a frame of reference. And so for me, rituals are really intentional actions that use symbolism and emotions and purpose to enhance our daily lives and to enhance our manifestation powers. Hold on, I don't know what is going on. Like I have a hair or something on my nose. Okay, sorry. Okay. But I think it was like a lash or one of my hairs from my head. Okay, so rituals are basically intentional actions that bring purpose and meaning to our daily lives, right? And so I'm super excited to talk about this because they're so transformative when you start to incorporate them into your daily lives. And there's so many different types of rituals, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we dive into this topic. So the next part I want to really talk about is understanding rituals, right? So rituals are very different from habits, in the fact that in routines is because they're intentional, right? Routines and habits are usually sort of automatic things that we do. We get up, we brush our teeth, or we get up, we take a shower, or we get up, we eat breakfast, whatever. Those are just sort of habits that we do, right? But rituals are actually intentional, right? So if there's an intentionality behind rituals, right? So often routines are habitual actions performed out of necessity or convenience without really any specific intention or deeper meaning. And rituals are actually intentionally chosen actions with symbolic meaning, right? So they're performed consciously to create a sense of purpose and connection with our higher selves, with our true soul selves, and with increasing our manifestation powers and creating the lives that we want while we're on the planet, right? So there's a symbolic meaning to it. Not only is there a symbolic meaning to it, but there's actually, through the power of symbology, we can utilize through these symbolic actions, right? And through these symbolic, right, intentional actions, we're connecting with our subconscious mind on a deeper level. And through these subconscious sort of actions that we're connecting to our subconscious minds, we can start to program our subconscious minds such that it can tap into our superconscious and bring about more of what we desire in our day-to-day lives, right? So there's a symbolic component to it. Routines are practical and functional, right? Serving a specific purpose in daily lives. So brushing your teeth, right, means that every day means that you're going to have healthy teeth well into your old age. Rituals carry symbolic significance, but also a deeper connection to the subconscious mind, and is often infused with different spiritual practices or cultural practices and meaning that go beyond just a practical day-to-day things that we do. And it also incorporates an emotional and spiritual component, right? So if you're joining me live, feel free to say hi. So that's the first two components of rituals, is that it has an intentionality and it's also very symbolic and related to our subconscious minds. And then also there's a mindfulness that comes to it. Routines really can be executed mindlessly. Like usually when you're doing a routine, like brushing your teeth, you're not really thinking, oh, I got to make sure, most of the time, because it's kind of automatic. You're brushing your teeth and it's just something mindlessly that you do almost on autopilot, as part of our daily habits. Whereas a ritual demands or, involves more of a mindfulness or a mindful, full presence awareness to it. And it involves a conscious awareness that actions being performed with a heightened level of their significance involved in it, right? And there's also the emotional component and a flexibility. Routines are usually rigid and structured, or things that we just automatically do, whereas rituals can be flexible and adaptable based upon what we're trying to create in our lives. And they may evolve over time and can be tailored to suit our different circumstances, and can be very meaningful and personal in their nature. And the power of rituals also is the fact that it's sort of like magic, right? It's not sort of, it's magic. Like it's one of the ways that we wield our magic on the planet, right? So we tap into magic through the power of certain rituals that we enact, right? And magic is basically just performing certain things and utilizing certain things to tap into our subconscious minds, tap into our super conscious mind, and beyond just sort of the conscious mind, which only really operates like 5%, was it like 5 to 25% of our daily lives, right? Whereas like there's this tip of the iceberg, and the subconscious is like the 95% under the water, right? So doing rituals helps us to tap into that subconscious mind and start programming it towards more of who we desire to be and actualize ourselves on the planet, right? So there's purpose beyond sort of efficiency with rituals. So the primary purpose with routines is often like efficiency and task completion, whereas rituals really can involve repeated action or specific like things that we do to bring about a sense not of only meaning, but also a sense of sort of the meaning that we imbue the ritual with is sort of the meaning that we manifest, right? So the manifestation and meaning are connected in a ritual, right? Whereas a routine, there doesn't necessarily need to be like an intentional meaning behind it, right? You're just trying to get something done, right? So that is sort of the really crux behind rituals and the difference between a routine and a habit and a ritual, right? So rituals, let's talk about like the psychological impact of rituals, right? So you can, let's talk about how it really helps your mental well-being. So when you add rituals to your life, right, it can bring this sense of stability and this sense of not only routine, but this sense of emotional balance to your life, because you feel like you're being an active participant, right, in the manifestation process, right? So instead of feeling like, oh, I'm just going to, it can be this fun thing that you do, this gamification of your life, where you act as if, or you're moving into the vibrational frequency of creating whatever it is that you want, right? So let's move into like the different types of rituals. There's morning rituals, bedtime rituals, mindfulness practices, gratitude rituals, sexual rituals, relationship rituals. There's a lot of different types of rituals that you can do, and things that I've personally done are probably a gamut of all of the above. So one ritual that I continue to do to this day is morning rituals. Is every day I wake up and I have a morning ritual, and I have like a little checklist of things that I check off usually in the morning that I do before I get to start my day. It's sort of like my hour of power that I do in the morning. And part of that ritual is I usually pull an oracle card for myself for the day, or a tarot card, whatever I'm feeling. And I sort of take in whatever meaning I'm grokking from that. I also tune into my emotions, and I tune into how I'm feeling. I process any emotions that need to be processed. Then I also meditate and visualize and move into the vibrational frequency of what I want mentally and emotionally, in a mental and emotional state. And then I move into exercising. Sometimes I flip that on its head. Sometimes there's too much in my body that needs to be moved. So sometimes I'll do my exercising and stretching first, and then I'll move into sort of the mental and emotional. So I'll take care of the physical first, and then move into the emotional bodies, or whatever, mental and emotional bodies. So those are sort of my aspects of my morning rituals that I like to do. But doing a specific ritual, doing certain activities within a ritual can activate certain things in your life. It empowers you to feel more empowered, and empowers you to feel like you're in control of your life, and you're not just sort of a victim standing at the sidelines of your life, or you're just sort of like some B player. You're the A player in your life, right? So rituals can add this sense of empowerment to your life, right? And so the types of rituals that I've done that really help me and that continue to help me are morning rituals and sort of bedtime rituals. I'm not really huge at the bedtime rituals, but morning rituals for sure. And gratitude rituals for sure is something that I do pretty much on a day-to-day basis. When I was in a relationship, I would do sexual rituals. So like, for those of you who are in relationships, I definitely encourage you to get into sex magic, right? And you can utilize the power of having intercourse and setting intentions and stuff like that, and using the power of intercourse to amplify your intentions, right? Because it's this act of like birthing of to sort of like, the egg and the sperm coming together and birthing. Not necessarily that you're going to have a baby, but it's the act of the initiation of birthing something into the world, right? And so you can sort of imbue the ritual. Like one of the things that I used to do with my ex-partner, we would have these doing in the sexual magic thing. You imbue the ritual of the actual intercourse and the climax as sort of like the birthing, and so it could be this sort of ritual. You can also do it within friendships, right? One of my good friends that I'm going to be hanging out with later on this evening, we would do random rituals, right? And you can like, go out in nature, like choose, like write down your intentions or whatever, and like come together, read your intentions together, and then sort of burn them in the fire or whatever. And as you're burning them in the fire underneath a full moon or whatever, or underneath a new moon, then you're sort of like releasing that intention into the ethers, right? And so it's sort of this sort of new moon ritual. Like you can do moon rituals; those are fun too. So there's so many different types of rituals that you can do, but there's power in rituals when you start activating them in your life, because you start to see evidence of these rituals creating in your life. You start to see the manifestations of what your intention was as you imbued the ritual with your intention, right? So think of the ritual as sort of this magical practice that you're utilizing to tap into the subconscious mind, tap into your superconscious mind, such that you're imbuing and starting to pull from your higher self into the 3D dimension of reality, right? So let's talk about like practical steps for like incorporating some of your own rituals, right? Let me know if this is making sense for those of you who are joining me live, if you resonate with this content. let me know of a simple ritual that you love to do in the comments below. Share with me one of your favorite rituals that you utilize and that you've seen benefits. Let me know in the comments below. But I'm gonna step into these a few tips on just how to create your own rituals, right? The first one is start to reflect on your values and reflect on what you want to create in your life. So what area of focus or area of concern, I like to call the areas of concern. We all have areas of concern, whether it be your health, your well-being, relationships, or your career, or your creativity, or your environment, or pick your thing, your area of concern, and then start to reflect on what it is that you would want to create around that, right, in that area. And then identify your core values that are like connected to that, and then choose a specific like outcome that you want to create, right? This is one of the things that you can do within your ritual, right? And determine the purpose of the ritual, right? So the outcome is the purpose of the ritual. So whether you want to cultivate gratitude, find more calmness, celebrate specific achievements before they've happened, whatever, like choose a purpose for the ritual, and then start small. You know, you can just buy a candle, or, you know, buy a specific herb, you know, and take a lavender bath, or, you know, buy some crystals or whatever. You know, you can do a number of different things, have, you know, your crystals or whatever, and you can create a ritual around something that you can do on a day-to-day basis. And what you're doing is you want to also set sort of like a regular time that you can do this, and it could be literally like 2 minutes, you guys. It doesn't even need to be like, oh, this 1 hour ritual. It could be like 5 minutes in the beginning of the morning. Let's say you pour your tea or whatever, you grab your journal. In the journal, you grab your favorite crystal or whatever, and then you set your intention or whatever. And then let's say you know, have the crystal in your hand and you write down your intention or whatever. I'm just giving an example. It doesn't need to be any deeper or extensive than this. And then once you set your intention, as you set your intention, you could do like a breath work, something where you, or take the crystal and then you kind of set it in a plant or whatever, as it like connects back to earth, and you're like imagining your intention going into the earth and then being able to be birthed out into the planet. It can be really that simple. Like, you're the creator of your own reality, so you can create your own ritual, whatever resonates with you, right? I've done so many different type of rituals that have, manifested certain things and certain experiences in my life, right? And doing rituals with partners or with family members is even more powerful, because it's like more intentions, more power, like that energy coming together and you guys birthing something together, right? If you think of like sort of the masculine and the feminine principle coming together and then birthing the sun or whatever, right? If you think of that principle that's used a lot in religion, you have that same power. It doesn't necessarily need to be man and female, but if you do have a partner, it's definitely super powerful when you do that. So you can set a regular time and then really get intentional with your mind, practice mindfulness and being intentional with whatever the ritual is, whether you're lighting a candle, writing your intentions and burning it, or, you know, planting it, or, you know, taking your menstrual blood and putting that in. I've done that before. There's so many different types of rituals. So, and then you just sort of adapt it to your preferences and just keep at it. It could be something that you do weekly. It could be something that you do daily, but start building sort of a habit around it, and then seeing how you doing that ritual over time, and give yourself like a month to 6 months, you know, to really see the how it starts shifting into your subconscious mind, and seeing the results, birthing the results in your life, seeing how these results play out, right? It doesn't necessarily, it can happen instantly. I've had that happen too before, where the moment I have an intention, I set the intention, I do a ritual, and then all of a sudden next day or same day something happened. I'm like, okay, damn. So it depends on how much resistance you have to it within your subconscious programming and within any traumatic or any of your, you know, 4 bodies, trauma within your bodies or whatever, any resistance that's going on that doesn't allow you to be aligned with your intention. But doing the ritual on a consistent basis for however long it feels, until it feels embodied. And embodied just means that it just feels like a knowing. You don't have to really think about it. It just feels like, yeah, this is it. It's already done. That kind of energy. So when you move into that state of being, then then the ritual is starting to really work, right? And then you can start tailoring, moving a ritual into something else or doing something, that's the power of being a creator. You can create whatever you want, right? You can take, your Barbie figures and dress them up and put them in, a house, or draw your favorite thing. It's so many cool things that you can do with the power of your creative mind to create certain rituals, right? And then sort of build a sequence, right? Like tailor the ritual to your personal preference. So it should really resonate with your individual taste and beliefs, right? So based on what you believe would work, right? And then develop a sequence of actions that really form that ritual. So this adds structure and meaning, sort of reinforces the structure and meaning for it, and then connect your emotions to it. So allow emotions to be a part of the ritual, express gratitude, acknowledge any challenges that may come up, and then celebrate your achievements as you start to see the manifestations of your intentions, right? And then start documenting your experiences. If you journal, or if you take your phone and just record any insights that you receive from the ritual, keeping a journal or record of your thoughts and feelings before and after the ritual to sort of track the personal growth and track your own manifestational powers, right, is really cool. And then you can also share it with others. You can consider creating rituals with others, or sharing your insights and experiences with other friends or family that can really help you create that sense of connection and community with others, right? And then just also be open to evolution, right? Allow the ritual to evolve over time, release rituals that don't serve you or resonate anymore, and then move into different rituals that do start to serve you, right? And then honor your seasons, right? Honor the seasonality in your own life, right? Whether you follow the moon cycles, whether you follow your own menstrual cycle as females, or whether you follow the earth cycles, right? Gaia, spring, summer, winter, fall, right? Just sort of tuning into what your own seasons or your own cycles are, right? So that is really how you create rituals. And let me just sort of recap how you really get clear. Number one, get clear on your area of concern. Reflect on your own values as it pertains to that area of concern, and then choose a purpose for the ritual. And then start small with something small, something that you can do in 5 minutes, 10 minutes or less a day. And then create a symbol, right? It could be a symbol. The symbol could be, a crystal. It could be a candle. It could be a picture. It could be a sigil. It could be whatever it is. Just create a symbol so that your rituals has a subject or object or a gesture that is the intention is imbued or connected to that symbol. And then set a regular time where you're having a consistent time for the ritual, whether morning, evening, or specific daytime or of the week, right? And then mindful engagement, being mindful and practice a level of heightened awareness, being fully present as you're engaged in the ritual. And then adapt to your preferences. So making sure the ritual resonates with your own personal beliefs and tastes and stuff like that. And then build a sequence of actions that form around the ritual. So it adds a level of structure and meaning, and then connect your emotions to it. So don't just think about the intention oh, yes, I have, a new car by the end of blah, blah, blah. Don't just state your intention or say affirmations, but bring a level of emotions, be in the vibrational reality that you desire as you're doing the ritual. And then start documenting your experiences as you finish your ritual, and keeping a journal and record of your thoughts and feelings and manifestations after and before and after the rituals, right? So that is really the steps behind creating the rituals and the power of rituals, right? Making sure I talked about those things. Creating rituals, wrote some things, not typed some things down. So I'm looking at yeah, and so the other thing I wanted to talk about is that you can create rituals for different areas of your life, right? And like I shared with just some of the rituals that I've done. So rituals can really be applied to your work, to your relationships, to personal growth, right? To your health. And I've already shared with you some of the rituals that I've done. So you can just choose your area of concern and just try it out, right? And then also, recognize that sometimes it's okay if you fall off, but the whole purpose of a ritual is so that you're sort of imbuing magic, or you're activating your magic, right? You're activating your power to create the life you want, right? And so even if you feel like you have lack of time, or you've fallen off with being consistent, or you might feel uncertain where to start, definitely go back 2 where I shared the tips on how to start and create a ritual. But don't beat yourself up, just start small. Starting small, like one of the reasons why I like, I have a specific app, let me show you, that I utilize. It's called the Habit app. And this, if you look up the Habit app, I don't know if it's on, it's this red app, but you can like check off certain things that you do on your day-to-day life. And then you can add that like to a habit tracker that you might have. It's really a good way to sort of track your progress over time and just start to track, your day-to-day experience with that ritual. And that's okay that if you have a lack of time, like I said, it doesn't need to be anything more than like 3 to 5 minutes. We all have 3 to 5 minutes that we can add to our lives, right? And just giving yourself that time, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, to perform this ritual really makes a huge difference, because you start to see that you start shifting your energy on a day-to-day basis with just that small action, right? Whereas if you didn't do the ritual, you would sort of just be in the back and forth flow of, trying to make stuff happen, and things aren't flowing in the way that you want to, because you're continuously embodying energy that you don't want to be embodying, right? So that is really the power of ritual. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat below, and I will open it up for any Q&As, any insights, or let me know your favorite ritual that you've done in your own life. Have you done rituals in your life? And if so, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't, let me know of a ritual that you think you would like to incorporate in your life and why. Let me know in the comments below or in the chat if you're joining me live. Let me check this, make sure I'm not missing any. Cool. So I just want to say, for those of you who are joining me, that, let me see, hold on, sorry, give me a second. Cool. So for those of you who are joining me, feel free to, if you're ready to up level in your life and create more of the life that you desire, and to release any traumatic limiting beliefs or past energy that is keeping you feeling like you're stuck in your life and or business, feel free to book a call with me at divineearthschool.com/call. And on this call, we'll work together in helping you to create a step-by-step plan to uncover what blocks are holding you back, and figuring out how to move you forward in your life in the direction that you want. And if that is you, definitely feel free to book a call at divineearthschool.com/call. I'll drop a link in the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And that is all. That is really the power of rituals, you guys. Hopefully this resonates. If this does resonate, definitely give this video a thumbs up and comment below your favorite ritual that you like to do, or favorite ritual that you would like to try to incorporate into your life. And you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. For those of you in the Americas who do celebrate Thanksgiving, even though it has very dubious beginnings, that holiday. But whatever you celebrate, happy holidays for those of you who are in America. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I will not be coming live tomorrow, just letting you know. I won't be here tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday. Friday at 6 p.m. So I will see you guys on Friday. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful holiday. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And remember to always flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what to... You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and experience while on this planet. So remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive. What you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher, and I will chat with you guys on Friday. Peace, love, and light.